talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she need down the ride, oh, I bet that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that.
UPS employees learning they will be out of a job come the new year. The state unemployment office confirming the cuts.
Just hate this. In total, more than 300 people will be laid off. News 4's Spencer Humphrey has been asking why and looking into the resources available to those suddenly finding themselves looking for a new career at the worst time of year for it. Spencer?
Yeah, Kevin, the timing of this really is not great for those families just as we're heading into the holidays here. But the state's unemployment office says they are ready to step in to help ensure these people never miss a paycheck.
While many employers might be giving a holiday bonus this time of year, we've learned UPS will be giving at least 300 workers in Oklahoma City something different, a trip to the unemployment office. UPS sending this notice to the Oklahoma Employment Security Commission last week, informing the state they'll be laying off 304 employees at this Oklahoma City distribution center, writing they'll be separated from employment by January 15th as part of a company-wide reduction in force. We only know that because the OESC provided us that document. When we reached out to UPS directly, they refused to tell us how many employees were losing their jobs, instead telling us, as part of our Network of the Future initiative, we're modernizing our Oklahoma City UPS facility and will partially close the facility on January 15th, 2025. Our employees are extremely important to us, and we are working to place as many employees as possible in other positions. We remain committed to working with them throughout this transition and providing support. Also adding, this temporary partial closure won't impact customer service. But according to the documents UPS filed with the OESC, regardless of the temporary plant closure, the layoffs will be permanent. So we asked UPS if they're replacing those jobs with automation. They wouldn't answer that question. Whether or not that's the case here, OESC officials say automation is a growing reason people are finding themselves on the job market.
Now, many, if not all, of the employees affected by this UPS layoff are members of the Teamsters Union. We reached out to the local Teamsters chapter, but have not heard back.
UPS workers in Commerce City, the delivery company planning to lay off more than 400 workers.
Details on what they're planning on doing here, Lisa. It's a time of the year we're normally talking about UPS hiring seasonal workers.
Exactly, which is certainly underway. It's going to be right into the new year that for full-time employees in particular, this is big news at the Commerce City facility. Now, in a letter from the company, officials say they expect the layoffs to be temporary, taking effect soon after the holiday rush. This is all due to changing business realities, according to UPS officials. And as some may know, it comes alongside a shrinking workforce for the company overall. This year, UPS cut about 12,000 jobs across the country, all in an effort to trim its budget. The company has been working on its Network of the Future initiative. Now, according to the UPS website, that includes integrating more automated package hubs. The move aiming to save the company several $1 billion by 2028. And again, for employees in Commerce City, the plan at this point, the company says, is for layoffs to be temporary. They're set to take effect January 15th. We know both union and non-union employees will be impacted, but reports say that this is one of the largest layoffs announced in our state this year. So you really feel for everybody, of course, impacted. And UPS is stressing that deliveries won't be impacted at all by this.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. How y'all doing? Everybody good? Your ballots is supposed to be coming out this week. Let's see what happens. That's for the letter carriers. But let's talk about what we just witnessed with UPS there. Now, before I continue, here's a warning. I will be using some foul language because I thought this through. I watched the video a couple times. I did a little bit of research. And if you're easily offended by a few swears, I apologize in advance. You might want to click off. But before I start, hope y'all had a good holiday. Some people celebrate, some people don't. It is what it is. But let's talk about this. UPS. And if you listen right to the end of one of those clips, you notice that the Teamsters were notified. Now, I mentioned earlier this year about 12,000 people that were laid off. They're saying, oh, well, that was management. Nope. It was warehouse people as well. I showed you all a video about warehouse people as well. You also notice them speaking about automation as well. They're also talking about this new plan to modernize as well. Now, I mentioned to everybody about 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, about DeJoy's plan to modernize. And what I've noticed on my end is that there is an effort for reduction in force when it comes down to the United States Postal Service. A lot of people said, no, it can't be us. We can't lose our jobs. We won't lose our jobs. We can't lose our jobs. That's what they said. And I say it as well. It's very difficult for somebody to be let go or just, give them a pink slip when it comes down to this work. Or is it? Now, right now, the NALC is going through their own personal battles right there. And who is overseeing the union negotiations when it comes down to this this new setup, when it comes to DeJoy and all the unions? Who is overseeing that? I mentioned plenty of times before, there's stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we may not understand. And I really wish that people will start being involved so they can 1 over, 2 over, 3 times over look at the tentative agreements prior to them submitting anything on our behalf. Because I'm pretty sure that the people over in the Teamsters were aware, yes, you guys are going to get great pay. There will be cuts, though. So if the carriers happen to get greater pay, will there be cuts to the mail handlers, to the clerks, to the truck drivers? There's a reduction in force right now. I know for a fact there is. I know that a lot of the upper management, they're getting booted from a manager's position. They're getting offered a higher position, but they're taking a couple positions and they smashing them into one, and then they eliminate one position. That means a job is eliminated. That's on their behalf, right? Right. That doesn't apply to us? Absolutely it does. When you consolidations, that means you take a bunch of things from different places and you bring it together to make it smaller, right? Consolidate. There's not a need for all the employees when it comes to different places. I know they say they are not eliminating jobs. That's what they say. But look at the stations. I've said this before. Look at the stations. You have a morning clerk. They have a daytime clerk, a window clerk, as well as a closeout clerk, a distribution clerk. Let's just say that there's 3 for the day. If you got rid of this specific office and there's no more carriers coming out of there, now you only need a window clerk. What happened to those other 2 clerks? The morning clerk to receive the mail, as well as the evening clerk. Oh, they got moved over to the S&DC. Probably. How many of them, though? If you have 10 that consolidate into one S&DC, do you think that they need a clerk from every single station to go over there? No, they consolidated for a reason, because they're trying to save money. Also works when it comes down to the transportation. They reduce the routes as well. Before, there was 5 stations that 5 different drivers would deliver to. Now there's only one S&DC that one driver delivers to. You hear where we're going with this? I ain't cursed yet because we ain't get there yet. What does this mean? Yes, they're hiring a lot of people right now, but what are they doing behind the scenes? What do they do behind the scenes? Because if the Teamsters kind of knew this, and it's not just at one place, it's January 15th. That's at 2 different places I mentioned. That's the only 2 that I looked up so far. One is the largest one in the country. What do you think they're doing with the other ones? Now, how does that apply to us? Everybody swear by UPS. They're saying that these things, that those plants will be modernized using new equipment, basically to replace them. That's kind of what's happening. And I get it. When a company's losing money, when it comes down to United States Postal Service, yes, they have to find ways to trim the fat. I get it. Everybody's saying trim management. They are. They're reducing the amount of management jobs. That I know for a fact. Where do they go? They get scattered here and there. They force people to retire. reduction in force, RIFs. I spoke about this in a couple of my earlier videos. I kind of give information throughout. So stick with me. I don't tell you subscribe. I say stick with me. We educate. That's what we try to do. But here's the thing. You guys are offered peanuts, the NALC. You're offered peanuts. You're offered scraps right now. Realistically, that's what it is. You're offered scraps right now. Your next contract is coming up in less than 2 years. If you accept scraps right now, what do you think they're going to offer you next time? Filet mignon? Let's be real. Let's be real. Now, I got this from Unconscious Thoughts, and he asked me specifically to wear it. I don't know exactly what it means because I like to stay down the middle, but I want to provide the facts. Fact of the matter is that you will have one or two people in the comment section that say, oh, you know what you're talking about. And I always ask them, please talk to me. If you'd like to interview with me and explain why people should vote yes, I'm all ears. But you can't make the math to somebody that knows math if it don't make sense. It has to make sense. And there's so many people around this country that are saying, no, it don't make sense. So I have a carrier that I'm going to be talking to, very good friend of mine from a while ago, and he's, table one, and he brought a bunch of good facts up to me. Now, it seemed like I'm going everywhere with this, but no, this all means all the same, okay? He's going to talk to me in a couple days. I'm going to have an interview with him. I want y'all to check that out. I think it'll be on Tuesday, possibly. But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Why is it that people are accepting less than what they feel like they're worth? And why are people just telling people, hey, accept it? You just can't tell people just to accept it because you feel like it's good. That's not how life works. That's not how things work. It has to make sense on paper. What are the unions doing behind the scenes that could possibly hurt our workforce later on? What are they doing? This is where open bargaining comes into effect. A transparent bargaining process so that people can look things over and say, wait a minute, hold on. You're saying in 2 years that once these next few places come, we won't provide staffing for them because these places that are going to be built won't need as much staffing. And somebody has to have oversight. And we put people in place when it comes down to our unions that are supposed to be working on the best interests of the workers, not to be in bed with the upper management. And I understand there are scenarios where they have to compromise and give a little in order to get a little. I don't know when it comes down to the NALC what he had to offer because you guys didn't get anything. Y'all went 20 months for nothing. This was the big surprise, for nothing. It doesn't make sense. You know, there's a lot of going on behind the scenes. Y'all got it. A lot of research. I do a lot of research. The committee that's supposed to be counting them is up to 15. We'll talk about that in another video, but please do your own research. And for my mail handlers and for my clerks and for my truck drivers, as well as my carriers, please, we don't want to see people lose positions because we sat back and allowed things to happen. We are not supposed to just accept. We're supposed to be learning and building for the future of this place. A lot of people have this, I don't care, I'm out of here in 2 years. I don't care, I'm out of here in 5 years. I don't care because this doesn't affect me directly. Well, if the people before you didn't care, then where would you be at right now? I want y'all to think about that. And I had to bite my tongue because my son is definitely sitting right over there. So he kind of sneaked around. So I didn't get too animated and I had to hold the cuss words back. But Postal family, please, please, please do diligent, pay attention to everything, and just be more involved. Be more involved. All right. Mail handler union, APWU, be more involved because you are the voice. You are the voice. All right. This is JH. Hopefully this information was helpful to somebody. I'm out.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.